I think the way that you do it is you make her a 6/9 that only revives cards into one location that she's at.
That's trash. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Marvel Snapcast podcast. I'm your host, Ken, aka the SuperTechGod, here with our other wonderful co-hosts. We're going to start with, of course, the one and only
top 5 best snappers in the world. Cino, because I snapped that hot fire, you heard? And we rep that power on all day. Let's go.
And, of course, our other wonderful guest co-host with us,
the top 4 best snappers in the world. Guess. So, I just had to try it once. I'm not a fan, so you can keep it. It's fine.
It didn't work.
Not for me. It didn't. It didn't feel right.
Yeah, there's a letter in the mail from my attorney for trademark infringement right now. So
that's completely fine. I know the difference between 4 and 5, so that's fine.
That's a good point.
Well, my whole slogan is crazy.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of that this episode. Make sure you guys are ready for that. Welcome to this wonderful episode. We're going to talk about a lot of things today. It's a new season. We have some wonderful things happening, some amazing things going on in the Marvel Snap community. I want to first start off and take off my glasses, become Superman for a second, and give some wonderful love, flowers, and shout out to the one and only Mr. Epic Sax Party himself. It's Guest Gaming. I'm going to clap for him right now. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's Guest Gaming you'll see his face a lot. So make sure you guys get used to it. He's going to be doing some amazing things at the end of this month. I know we can talk about it. It is safe to talk about, is it not? It's Guest Gaming. All right, perfect. Yes, he will be doing and hosting the one and only Marvel Snap gauntlet of wonderful content creators happening in the middle of this month, going all the way to the end of the month. That's right. So there is going to be invitational where the wonderful creators of Marvel Snap will be doing some prelims for about 18 hours, I believe, right? For 2 days, I'm going to say 48 hours. Yeah. So from October 12th to October 13th, it's Guest Gaming. We'll be there casting his life away. It's going to be a phenomenal time. If you guys did not know, It's Guest Gaming has his own type of coffee. So make sure you guys go ahead and help him get those coffee because he's going to need it for that wonderful, with that wonderful Infinite I'm So Happy mug.
I came ready for you, man. I didn't even know you were going to do it, but I was ready.
See, he's gonna be ready for that wonderful. I hope you're ready for that event. It's gonna be a long time, but nonetheless,
we'll talk more about it in a bit. But thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah,
we'll get to it later on. I just want to give him a shout out and say congratulations for all the wonderful things he's been doing in the community and getting himself to that level. All right.
Yeah.
Now,
thanks, man.
Now, no problem. Now, let's kick off to the new season, of course, and that is the venomized season. So we now have the wonderful cards that are coming out, starting with the one that came out this week, the Battle Pass card, which I think is one of the best Battle Pass cards for 2024. And a lot of people are questioning me and saying, well, Gwenpool, that's great for Gwenpool. I think Agent Venom is a phenomenal card. The fact that he can give 4 power, change the base of cards power to 4. Do you know how much fun you can have? You know how much havoc you can give to your opponent? Speaking of havoc, Agent Venom makes havoc a playable card now.
That was smooth.
Yes. It's a bunch of smooth things, a bunch of awesome things that are happening with this wonderful card. And I'm going to say I'm giving this card definitely a double platinum. Now, before I let Cino get into it, he is muted for sure. Because he's been
snap
the whole time.
I was like, no, that was good. I said, no, I was saying that transition was good. I definitely forgot I was muted.
Yeah, it's totally happens. But yeah, how do you feel about Agent Venom?
I like Agent Venom. I think he goes well in Bounce and Surfer primarily. Like I really had a lot of success with Surfer, and I had some fun with Destroy, just not as much. And Negative was also a cool list to try and run. Get the Iron Man to a 4 if you couldn't get him at a 0.5. It's cool. But I think primarily it is a Bounce and Surfer card. Like I think it flows perfectly and synergizes perfectly with those lists.
I liked him better in Move and Sage.
Move is also great. I forgot about Move, but yes, and get that Vulture up to 4. Get that Human Torch up to 4. Yeah, Multiple Man also up to 4. Yeah, great card.
How do you feel about it, Guess?
It was my favorite card coming into the month. I said that the best card this month would be the season pass, which is very, very rare, in my opinion, that we look at a season proactively and say, okay, look at all of the spotlights. And normally there's like one or two spotlights that you go, yes, that's the one I want. I'm so excited for this. Da-da-da. I said that about Agent Venom. And I will have to say that if this ends up being my favorite card of the month, this is probably a bad month. Not because the cards themselves are all bad, but the ceiling on this card is actually a little bit lower than I anticipated. I expected this to be right around that same thing, like double platinum, not diamond, but just really, really good overall for many different decks. Move, it's fantastic. And there's a lot of people having huge success with it in Destroy because it's replacing Forge similarly, just like you're doing in Surfer. A lot of success happening from there. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe there's, there's some options for it. I mean, and granted, there's the obvious ones where if you get it to pop off on, your Iron Man, that's just amazing,
right.
To say the minimum. Overall, I've just been like, it's a very good card. I've never felt like it was an excellent card because the deck construction can be very limiting. Certain cards like Iron Man, Sage, for example, like you're talking about, those individual super tall lane scalers, you need to have those in that deck. The move scalers, they can work, but it's like it's not necessary to make move the MVP deck that it wants to be. It just is like, okay, this is a really good option to throw into a move deck, because it throws people off more than anything else. Like, okay, a little power here, a little power there. There you go. Merry Christmas. But then you run into the issue of, well, now you definitely rethink Heimdall, which is kind of a mainstay. Same thing with Goliath now in a lot of move decks. Kind of a mainstay starting to evolve. It really creates a great conundrum in deck building because normally you have. Thank you. I do it again.
Just a big word.
Just call me KM guest. So it is a interesting deck building card, which is why I think it justifies itself at 2/4, which is normally a very good stat line. And 2/4 is kind of precarious because you think of like, okay, Cloak or Mysterio, like there's a little up, little down. This is the down on this is deck building because you really get restricted because I can't run Magneto. I can't run those big single card lane winners. I tried this in Thanos and I was just in the mid about it in Thanos. I did Lockjaw Thanos even, getting out all those 1/4s and Blob eating up all the 1/4s. It feels great when it happens, but if you don't get it to drop, Blob is an absolutely useless card then in the entire deck, even though he becomes a guaranteed 16, excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Like I want to say this is higher than Platinum, but I'm just not there yet. I haven't found the like, oh, wow, this is the MVP synergy because it's the power buff.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah. I didn't give my rating. I forgot, but I'm definitely in agreement with Guess. It's a platinum card. Yeah, I couldn't go above platinum on it. I think it's a really good card and it fits well in certain decks. But I think platinum is definitely where it falls.
Okay. I definitely have to stick with the double platinum because, as Guess mentioned, we don't normally look at Battle Pass cards as the best card this season, and he is damn near close.
It's a really good card. A really good card.
Yeah.
Really good card.
I mean,
but that's the point. That's the issue, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right.
But where's the diamond card if this is the best card of the month?
Exactly. Yeah.
We know what the diamond card is.
Do we?
I mean, there's a lot of great cards coming out, so I don't know if you would hands down know which one is the diamond card.
Yeah, we could talk about that because I really thought it was going to be Agent Venom, but I changed my mind. What if we put Luke Cage in the list with this wonderful card? Does he change? Does Luke Cage fix those base powers?
I haven't tested it, but I'm not 100% sure. Only because I had a really weird interaction, which I had not thought about before, which is being that it changes the base cost of everything to 4 and it's already an override over an original base cost. Let's say you took on Iron Man, right? And it's now a 5/4. If you played Iron Man in Quantum Tunnel, sorry, not quantum tunnel. Quantum realm. Where it changes everything to 2, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not those cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't lower it back down to 2.
But wouldn't it add to 2? Because he was 0 before. You would think.
But it doesn't but it doesn't bring it down from 4. It technically brings the 0 up from 2, but the 4 is overriding it because it's taller.
That's crazy. So it doesn't
go up to 6.
Will not work.
That's why I'm saying I don't know the Luke Cage synergy. They're going to let us know down in the comments below if they've gotten it to work on the YouTube side of things. But like,
I'm sure
I have not tested that. And if so,
then we get the better list. I mean, listen, you say but I mean, we do it. I mean, listen, okay, we'll dive back on that. Let's go on because the Hela conversation we did last week, Hela has been just going bananas now with Luke Cage in it. So you know what? Yeah, I'm not going to talk about it right now. Let's go to the next card, which was, as Hela makes a lot of people want to pull out their hair and scream. Let's talk about the next card that came out, which is, of course, Scream. So Scream is a wonderful 2-cost card that is kind of
good transitions in a row. Let's go. Let's go.
People are saying what's the word? The stop to the move meta, the move craziness. I mean, in reality, what's her name is dead right now, right? Nobody's playing Scarlet Spider. It's not Scarlet Spider. What's her name again? Jeez, I forgot her name.
Scarlet Spider.
No.
Madam Web?
No. 2/5 who moves around.
Silk.
Nobody's playing Silk right now. Silk is dead now. With Scream out there, Silk is dead. I did not know until last night when I played Scream that she doesn't have to be in that lane. Scream automatically takes from wherever lane they move.
Yeah, shoots wherever.
I was like, why would they make such a card? So that's just so Silk is done. The move meta is crazy. People, if you're playing move, walk with Red Guardian. Like, you're gonna have to turn that card off because it is surprisingly good. And I'm gonna give it a platinum. I have to give it a platinum rating. It's surprised the shit out of me because it being a 2/2 going to a 2/4 in the blink of an eye, and then it's just, or 2/6 if you want to count the 2 that is stealing from the opponent's move card. Surprised the shit out of me. So I'm giving a platinum card. How do you feel about that? We'll go guess. How do you feel about
it? She's very good in her archetype, right? This disruption archetype that I don't think anybody's found the perfect version of yet, because it's very disruption in this instance is just like move, where you could go all in on a deck with all of those pieces, throw in, Scream, Kraven, Kingpin, Polaris, Stegron, Arrow, Magneto, like just all of the move them around cards, right? You could build that deck and it would work. But somewhere in there's got to be a core package. There's got to be a 6 or less card package that we say these are the best 6 to run that you can mix with something else. As I'm just spitting all over the microphone because I'm so passionate about Scream, apparently. I'm drooling at the idea of Scream being a good card. But it's so weird, though, because I think that you need the enablers, but with her going down as a 2/2, granted, you get one movement out of it, it gets its value. But I feel like to justify building a package for other mixtures, it has to be at least 2 moves. So that's why I was actually messing around with Scream, Viper, and Silk to fire over my own Silk and let them have it. And then every time it would end up moving, it ends up, when all is said and done, being a negative card, and your Scream shoots all the way up to 2/8, guaranteed. So someone's playing Silk, it was me, but mainly because I want you to have it. I want my opponents to enjoy losing the chaos and losing board space randomly. And I was trying. It didn't really work too well because it was a little bit, it's a tough combo to pull off, because you got to get the Scream down early, then get the Silk down. Hopefully it stays where you put the Viper, get it to move. And it was a lot harder than I expected the combination to be.
So
I don't know. What do you think that core package, though? It, like, when you played Scream, you're like, oh, these were the MVP cards of synergizing with Scream. What jumped out at you as like, that was a good one?
Juggernaut and Spider-Man.
We got to talk about Juggernaut, though.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to talk about? What's wrong?
So Did you see in the team answers them talking about Juggernaut?
Was it about the whole unrevealed card thing?
Unrevealed, correct.
Are they going to change him so he cannot move unrevealed cards? That is sad.
No. They're not changing him that he can't move unrevealed cards. They're changing Scream that she can't steal the power away from a moved unrevealed card. Because it's not... Sucks. It's not.
It makes sense. I read it. Yeah.
It's complete. Okay. It makes complete sense though, because it's not intuitive to what other unrevealed card mechanics are.
Right. Besides Eliath. Right. So I get it, because Eliath is the only one that kind of affects unrevealed cards, because Gambit don't, like Glenn said in the message. So it makes sense.
So they are going to be changing Scream. So it is going to take a little bit off of Scream. Not much. Just a little bit, because that's a cheap synergy, you know?
Yeah, so Juggernaut's definitely going to have to... Well, I think, like I said, Spider-Man is a great combo with her for 100%, because he's moving that card regardless. I don't care about Cannonball, and I still don't. Polaris is good. I think that deck, because I built that same exact deck that you're speaking about, and I played it out, and some of the games I didn't have fun, because on turn 6, I only could play one card, right? Because Stegron's a 4 and what's it called a 3. And it's like, I can't play. I like to play multiple cards at the end. So it's like, do I put Sarah in this deck? But then what happens to my turn 5? It's very odd. But for sure, the MVP cards I like with Scream was Juggernaut, Polaris, and Spider-Man.
That could end up being the package in and of itself, just Scream plus those 3s.
Right. Because if you think about it, at least Polaris is going to move the 1, right? Or the 2. Spider-Man is going to move the card that is revealed. So that's 2 already for 4 for Scream. And then Juggernaut, if you don't have priority, will also give Scream that extra 2. So it's interesting. But that's, that with the 3s, makes sense.
Does that mean that we always have to now build this like just in case clause type package where it's Scream? Not even Surfer, but just like Scream and Craven with those movable cards? Because the way I kind of look at it is you only have a 5 out of 12 chance to have Scream in your hand by turn 2. So less than 50%. And I don't know if that justifies building a whole package unless if you're doing stuff later on semi-guaranteed. Like in a Surfer deck, I have one to test too with Surfer in it specifically for that type of like mini boosting package. But I just can't. I think it's almost working too hard to make Surfer be the winner of that all. It's like, okay, well, sure, it's all +2s here, but then that person played Magneto and said, well, screw you. So I'm not 100% sold on Surfer as an idea, but I'm more sold on the idea of finding a mini package that allows you to play Scream later, even like something if she drops down, like maybe the package is just Scream, Arrow, Magneto, something like that. I don't know what that is yet, but I think we need to find one. Yeah,
fair. So would you give it a gold, platinum, silver?
I think it's still good. I'm going to sit somewhere in the double gold area because I just don't think we've figured it out enough to say this. Like Aranya took like a week to figure out, right? By the end of the week of Aranya, we decided, you know what we need? We need these 6 cards. We need Aranya, one of the movers, Dagger, Madam Web, and Vulture. That's the package, right? We're not there yet with Scream. We were much further ahead. Yeah, exactly. Right. Panther combos.
Shuri, and then Galactus moving it over to the right where the symbiote Spider-Man was. Symbiote Spider-Man then takes that and procs and goes crazy.
Yeah. So you're right. We did take us a week to figure out those packages. You're right. So let's see what happens. We're still early in this. It's the 3rd day or 2nd day, right? Yeah, Thursday. Cena, how do you feel about the card?
I was really having a lot of fun with Agent Venom, but I did watch a ton of Scream. I think she's great, like you guys said, with those card lists that are kind of pertaining to her: Polaris, Magneto, these things, Juggernaut, Spider-Man, things that move cards, and she can really go in if you're not already going up against a move card list. It's a move card list nightmare a little bit, right? Stealing 2 power away from whatever card that's moving. If it's happening to say Human Torch, not really the best thing or that you really want. I get it. Vulture or any of those guys, I get it. But is she really useful in anything else? I don't really know. It's not really like I don't really see uses for her outside of that area. And with that, I was struggling. And as you guys were going, I was like trying to be convinced almost like because Tech, you said she's a platinum.
Yeah, because she surprised me. I was rating her lower than that. Yeah,
and guess at a double gold. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, double gold feels right to me because I was struggling between. I was like, yeah, platinum. She has her usefulness. It's like she has her purpose. And if you do have a card list that pertains to that, and it really can work. I have seen it worked.
Yeah.
Although it's just very limited in my opinion, and I just don't see it really giving you what you need to really be dominant out there in this meta. So I'm gonna give her a double gold. I'm gonna go with double gold.
That's fair. Now we're gonna run through these cards. They aren't out yet. I just want to know what you guys give it. We don't have to break down what card lists they will be in or what they will work well with. I just want to know from the top. We're gonna go through. Misery is a on reveal card. Of course, it re-triggers the abilities of the other cards here and then destroys them. Cino, rate that card. Gold, platinum.
It's a 4/7, right?
It is a 4/7.
Okay.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm so sorry. Say that again. What is it?
I want you to Misery. It's a 4/7. It does on reveal. It re-triggers the abilities of the on reveal cards there and then destroys them.
Oh,
what are you giving it?
On your side, right? On your side?
Yes, on your side.
On the side that the card. Yes, correct.
No deck list. What you rated?
My first reaction is double platinum. I really feel like there's a lot of toxic things that you can do with Misery. Just procking things over and over again is going to be crazy. Though it does destroy them, so you have to be very strategic in those and how you play that. But I do think it's going to wreak a lot of havoc out there. I'm a little scared to see the combinations that the community comes up with because we know how the community gets down. They come up with these crazy cooks. So I think Misery is definitely going to bring Misery to the meta. So yeah, double platinum. First initial.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's your take?
I've gotten a little higher on this card. Like if you asked me 2 months ago when we saw the data mine on it, I was like, what the fuck is this thing? Like, how am I supposed to make this work? It's doing stuff and then dying. Like it's just, I think a lot of it is also because there hasn't been, I don't think, any true clarity in regards to, is this a card that destroys everything in that lane or only the on reveals that it reactivates? Because I think that's a huge case for this card too, because then you're looking at other synergies with destroy, for example, right? I could rate it both ways. I don't necessarily think it has, legs to stand on in too many other directions. If it does just the on reveals, it's a much better card. If it destroys all the other stuff underneath there, I think it's a much more flexible card. But right now, I'll put it at like a gold, only because I see cards like Ironheart, right? Ironheart's going to really like this kind of a thing. Silver Surfer on turn 5. I can see that on there too. Obviously, I can see some good things with the card. Not a lot, to be honest, not a lot. But I can see some good things with the card.
I think it really works in destroy also. It's like that's going to be the primary card.
But is it? Think about it. It's going to destroy everything. It's going to destroy the destroy cards like Venom and Carnage, which are ramping.
True. Well, I mean, it is an alternate option to destroy too, right? So just in case you don't have those cards or you didn't pull that and you need something to destroy.
Not necessarily. Think about it.
It might just be on reveals.
Right.
So even if you have a Deadpool or a Nova sitting there, it's not going to. It's just weird.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure.
I'll go with it as well. I think it's going to be. I might even go double silver only because I think it's only going to be in those type of packages: destroy or I want to free up space in the lane kind of decks. And I think for destroy, I'm only thinking a package that has something like Black Panther in it. You want to re-trigger Black Panther, destroy it, give that power to null. Like that's the only thing I can think about this card right now. So to me, I'm going double silver. I don't see anything outside of that.
Double silver.
I will say though, there is one other synergy that I do kind of like for it, which is it's an on reveal or it's an activate.
On reveal.
Right. So with the on reveal on those like Carnage, great example, right? This is another alternative that you could throw into something like maybe a Nimrod deck where you got the on reveal to happen and you want the Nimrods anyway. Yeah. So it is what it is. It's fine. Like Shuri into this, because then you get a 4/14 and then something else large in the same lane on top of it for like, I don't know. Like I haven't sat down with the card yet. That's next week's video, but like next week. Yeah, next week's video. Yes. So I'm like, it's all. Oh my god, there's so much work to do.
All a blur. Like, it's all a blur.
It's all a good blur. This is a good month for Marvel Snap for me, so it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
But
again, this is initial reactions. We haven't played with the card yet, so I think you'll get a more fair. Exactly. You'll get a more fair assessment after we've gotten to play with Misery.
To me, Misery.
Don't sleep on the community though. They do be cooking some shit up. So,
but Misery Cersei to me, that's how I kind of treat her. So Cersei's a good card for some. I just
great card.
She's a myth for me. So I'm giving Misery that right there. If you guys didn't know, It's Guest Gaming coded Marvel Snap. He was like so he has a crazy week.
Really? He designed the whole game.
Yes. My last name it's Guest Broad. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That I totally believe. If he pulls his mask off, he is Ben Broad. The next card on the list, which next card on the list is Scorn. Scorn is when you discard this, return it to your hand, give it +2 power to itself and to one other card in play. Now, we first spoke about this card. It was give its power to one other card, regardless of what it was. But now it's only giving +2 to itself and +2 to one of the other cards. Now, it's still a great card. I think this might be close to the Diamond card this season, based on what it could do. And because of that, I'm going to say my pre-ranking for it is the Diamond card this season. Guess, how do you feel about Scorn?
It's my least favorite card of the month.
Okay.
That change they made ruined this card.
Oh, please preach. Oh, preach. Amen. I messed up my own case.
It's preach. Okay. No, you're fine. Like it. To me, it's the worst card of the month because they made the change, and it had the potential to be like a better version of Nomura, in my opinion, where you could do like kind of like how we think about Gambit Exodia. This could have been even crazier with guaranteed power rather than destruction, so you don't have to worry about armor or Wakanda or Hyera. It's just buff the living hell out of everything because you're making Wong, MODOK, Swordmaster, all that chaos. You're making all of that happen.
Colleen Wing shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But guys, you can still do that. It's just +2 now versus
oh my god
+100.
No, because the scaling on it before would have gone exponential. It would have gone 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. So the more you make that happen, it's better. Now it's just going 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The scaling after turn 3, and shout out to Lauren Whatevs for doing the best, breakdown mathematically on all this. She proved that it is a huge nerf to the card because it could have been like, as Sino, I know you agree, it could have been broken.
So good.
It could have been broken.
That's why they had to make the change. Sino, your take. I know me and you argued about
heartbroken.
this.
I am heartbroken right now.
Yeah.
We already said on the podcast, this was one of the cards that I was looking forward to the most. It was my diamond. It was my first diamond card. I've never said diamond on this show. I was very much looking forward to saying diamond. Now she's not. Now she's definitely not. Like Guess said, it is a very big blow to this card. This card went from being something that I couldn't wait to run and discard, and really, I think it was going to make discard, and not necessarily even the hella list. I think, in my opinion, it would have made better with the APOC or just randomly or something tailored more to it. It would have just wreaked havoc. I would have had because I'm a discard enjoyer. I love playing discard, so it's it was something I was looking forward to, and they stole my joy a little bit, but a little bit. But like Tech was saying, it was data mine, so I was wrong for getting my hopes up. I was wrong for getting my hopes up.
Yeah,
but
true.
For the most part, now she's, in my opinion, double gold. I think she's still somewhat valuable to maybe gold or double gold. I don't even know how I feel. I'm so heartbroken. I don't even know what to tell you guys right now. Diamond. That's such a big fall from diamond to me, and it's frustrating.
She to me, she's double silver, and reason being,
wow.
Here's the reason why.
It's here
Meek.
Because
okay,
you don't play discard to play 1-cost cards, except Blade. You play discard to get rid of stuff and benefit off of it.
Meek can be useful. There are times where he does get procced up there to a decent stat line.
I think that it is much more beneficial to put another big target to discard rather than trying to target this one in particular repeatedly. Because the past synergy, this would have been another alternative to Apocalypse. And with Dracula, it would have been broken. It would have been absolutely insane to watch all this extra power drop down from this 1-cost card. And I still think that's how you end up playing the card.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's dramatically different from what it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's not lying. See, and I was arguing with STG about this because he's like, oh, she's still good. But I'm like, he doesn't understand the impact of what she was to what she is now. The biggest drop that it took. Like it was up here and it dropped down to here. Now the stat line isn't going to be nowhere near what you thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? She's not spreading love to everybody like she was going to. I'm depressed.
She's still spreading love, but not at that big number, and I totally get that.
Yeah, she's not exponentially doing it. Right.
Yeah, it's not at the scale like you said that you wanted it, like you thought it was going to be.
Because think about it, you could have Agent Venom this card or Forge this card, discard it once, and it's giving all that power to another card on the field, and then discard it again is giving double. It would have been crazy. So I think it would have been broken, and that's the reason why.
Give us time with it first, and then nerf it. I just wanted 1 month. That's it.
I legitimately think somebody in the playtesting discovered the combo and just went,
"Oh yeah,
oh, this is about that. Oh no! Time out. You know, like
if they're mad about Hela, they're gonna fucking be upset about this. Nope, it's out.
Yeah, my brain was going crazy with the original idea, thinking like Wong, Mystique, Swordmaster, Sebastian Shaw, you know, like this whole kind of like unique ramp it up Nomura-ish influence. And it would have been stupid fun.
It would have been bananas.
But it would have been a problem.
Yep. Then we have Toxin, which is on reveal. Return the other cards here to your hand and give it +2 power for each returned. So Toxin gets a buff for each card you return that's in that lane. And of course, you're returning 3 cards. 3 times 2 is
6.
Anybody? There you go. So Toxin becomes a 2,
7.
7. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
That time. Remember, play a 1-cost card. Bounce Toxin right away. Put Toxin down. Make it a 2/3. Build the lane up with 2 other 1-costs. Beast that shit on turn 4.
Yep.
Toxin. Bounce it back again.
Play him again.
It's just an endless ramping cycle in a lane. Like Toxin is the new Falcon.
Yes.
In my opinion, this is what makes, gives another push in such a good way to the bounce archetype, which is already incredibly strong.
Yes. Right now, I heard it's kicking ass right now. So, Toxin, what's your score for it? What's your rating? Your pre-rating?
I'm going to say just straight up platinum.
Yeah, good call. I was going to say double gold. Cena? Oh, I'm going to say double gold.
Cards here in your hand. Oof, yeah. It's a better beast, in my opinion. gonna wreak havoc and bounce. Guess already explained all the perks that come with Toxin. My rating, I think, is going to be platinum initially right now. When I see it played out and get to actually play out some combinations and everything, I'm sure I'm probably going to rate this card a lot higher than platinum. So yeah, I'm definitely high on Toxin. That sounded weird, but yeah,
it does. Yeah, it has an odd ring to it. I'm high on Toxins.
I'm high on Toxin. Yeah,
yo, man.
Weird, yeah, I think it's going to go crazy. So yeah, and I love the stat line, the 2-1. So yeah.
Thank you for titling my next YouTube video.
High on Toxin. There you go.
High on Toxin.
And then, of course, we have the card I thought was going to be the diamond card this season, and that is Anti-Venom. On reveal, set the cost and power of your deck's top card to 0. Now, I think this card is going to be great. I'm definitely going to give it a double platinum for the time being. It is a 4-cost card, so that's pretty good. I mean, just think about all the possibilities you can do when you play him on turn 4, and then if you need to, you can Grandmaster him on turn 5, and now you have 2 cards that are 0/0. Now, of course, you're running a deck like with Iron Man or with Sage, with Mystique, those type of cards. I think this is what Anti-Venom is all about. But yeah, what is your take? How do you feel about it? Guess what's your pre-score for Anti-Venom?
I'm a little worried that this card may end up being too good. 4/6 is the only thing that makes me feel a little better about it, just because I think there's some cool things that you can do with this card. For example, I think this becomes an oddly good play in Destroy, because a lot of Destroy cards just literally want to be that. You want the effect exclusively, and then just knock it down for your death counter. I think there's some cool stuff that can happen because of that. But I think this all comes down to very similar to Agent Venom, right? It's about the deck construction being the limiter. And I'm not 100% sure if this is such a good card that it's game breaking, or if this is like it at this stat line, it's a problem. Like if this becomes too good, it's real simple. They have 4 different dials that can adjust on this card, turn every card into a 1/1. It's the top card you draw, or they could make it a 4/2 because the card itself is just too strong for the amount of value you get out of it. I'm trying to think of like other ways, like for example, like Crystal, right? Makes you thin your deck. So you have a better chance of knowing what the card is that you're going to get out of Anti-Venom. Like, I don't know.
This is definitely a Howard the Duck friend, right? So Howard the Duck on 1, right? You get your Anti-Venom. You see what's
you just caught a solution there. I didn't even have that in my head. I didn't know what to do. So I see you at least said something.
When I first seen the card, you know how hype I was. I was like, I'm just thinking about pulling out a Sage, or like I said, an Iron Man. I'm thinking about the Sage list with this card. I mean, think about Taskmaster coming back to its roots, being a 0/0, right?
Get like, a 0/0 Like you could get like that. That would be
Wong. You don't care about.
Yeah,
I don't even care about. I don't even care about a 0/0 onslaught. You get what I'm saying? Like these are the things that
I do not care about that either. Even though you would need some power to kind of support like that combo. But that I mean, onslaught on Wong, that combination would be crazy. Yeah.
So we know this week this card comes out, Mobius will be in the meta, right? But I'm just saying, think about it without the Mobius. This card is definitely close to the diamond of this month because of the craziness. Like I said, it could become a problem, but it is definitely down to deck building, which I like. I like the fact that it's really relying on deck building, because you can't put Infinite in this list. No Infinite with the Anti-Venom. That will make no sense, right? Like these are the things you have to worry about. So that's definitely what I feel about it. Cena, how do you feel about this card?
I feel a little bit better than I did 2 seconds ago. I'm gonna go gold, only because I reserve judgment right now. Didn't know what to do much with this. Like I said, the fact of not having control on what that card's going to be is a little makes me a little nervous, makes me a little like, well, it's a little hard to call there. I might get something that I really don't really need, or maybe it's like I see this card going into a really techie kind of card list. You know what I mean? Something that you don't mind getting knocked down in power, or maybe you run Luke Cage with it. I'm not sure how you're going to do that or where you're going to play it. I mean, it doesn't work out that way.
No.
Oh, no. No. It's not that you want Luke Cage.
Right.
That's not what you want. You want like Mobius. You want to run Mobius to take some extra advantage. And if you run Mobius and Luke Cage in the same deck, then
yeah, that's weird. I wouldn't like that either. I don't like that. Yeah,
I'd rather ensure that stays as is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get like we were saying before, maybe put it in the Sage list and don't care if Onslaught gets hit. You have a 0/0 Onslaught that works for your Wong. Getting a 0/0 Wong, it works for a lot of crazy arm reveal shenanigans, Ironheart shenanigans, things like that. Zola at a 0/0 would be crazy.
So
a 0/0 null. These are things you can try and get, but you can't. Like Tech said, you could play Howard the Duck and see what you can kind of. Then maybe you can kind of control it and see what's coming next. But those are the only cards that really come to mind that I would kind of want.
But it's limited. It's limited for two reasons. One, it's a 4-cost card. So because it's a 4-cost card, you have to play it on either turn 4 or turn 5 to get its benefit.
5, yeah.
Right.
So but same thing kind of applies for a card like Wiccan, where it does end up with a place in the meta. And there are decks that can make that absolutely work. War Machine, same way. You have to play it down in a very certain order. Hellcow, same way. You got to play it. You got to get the timing down. So I think this ends up being a card that you build a deck around rather than a card that you plug and play.
That's correct.
Into almost any other deck. With that said, I'm going to call it now. Out of all of the cards this month, in the week that it premieres, this will be the worst card statistically of the month. And the reason being is the same way that Ajax, when it premiered, was an awful card for the first week. Because the second there's a new card, what does everybody in the community do? They think of the counters.
They think of the counter. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So everyone's going to play Mobius.
Yeah.
So now you've got you drew your Magneto at 0/0. Great. Nope, it's a 6/0. Does that really matter?
6/0. Yeah.
It makes a big difference because now you just reduce the power off of your card. So this card's going to suck the first week it comes out. We're going to try to make some fun stuff with it, but it's absolutely going to suck because everybody and their sister is going to want to run Mobius in fear of facing the new card, especially Tuesday and Wednesday of the week.
Yes. So, and Mobius is in the spotlight right now. So people look ahead, they'll be fighting to get the Mobius.
No guarantee you're getting anything good. There's no guarantee you're going to get anything at a 0/0.
Well, you build a card list, you will, right? You build a card list, you will.
Maybe.
It all depends. That's fair because I would think about put Grandmaster in that list. You get a 0/0 Grandmaster. I don't want that. Give me my next card. So I get it. Then we have a secret card happening. And that secret card coming out is called Agony. That's right. That's how we're all going to feel in that week when Anti-Venom come out because Mobius will be everywhere. We're all going to have agony because after you play a card here, merge this with it. Agony is a 1/2. It merges with the card that you play there with it. Mm-hmm. After you play the card here, merge with it. Yes. So this is a play the card after and it merges. Right? We're all on the same page? Cool.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's kind of the symbiote Spider-Man, but without activate.
Well, in certain ways, it's like a hybrid between that and Forge, where it's giving the +2 to the card that you play after it. Right?
Right.
The benefit to Agony, if I recall correctly, is it says the next card played here.
Correct.
So that you can't ignore. And please don't, because that is huge. Being able to have an effect that you can delay by playing that down on turn 1, play something else somewhere else on turn 2, and then play Sebastian Shaw on
This is what
turn
I want
3.
Shuri to be.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly. And there's a reason that it's a 1/2 and a very small effect because it's really powerful. Really powerful. Especially if you could do it same turn. So
yeah, this can be great in destroy decks for sure. Given
that will now become the like we're talking about destroy right now. People are enjoying Agent Venom right now in destroy because it's buffing delayed. Hey, I didn't get the Hulkbuster. Okay, well then Agent Venom, and now my Zola just went up to 4. My Deadpool just went up to 4.
Yeah.
My Null went up to 4. It's a good fodder card for death count. Like, if you want to run that version, which doesn't make as much sense, but you're still seeing it for some weird ass reason because it ends up being a free card at the end for 4. Like, there's a lot of cool things you can do with this card. And I think it ends up being a very, very good staple 1-drop. It's going to be one of those, like, what do I need? It's just like how we think about, like, we need a 2-drop. What are you throwing in? Jeff or White Widow, right? You automatically think of 1-drops. You think about, okay, most likely, do we need Nico? No? Okay, let's get more customized. Like, there's certain cards you think about as default at certain costs. This is going to be similar to that card for that cost.
Yeah, Silver Sable kind of took that one spot for a lot now. I see people running Silver Sable. I mean, I'm running it now with Agent Venom. So because if I don't hit it with Agent Venom, if I do hit it with Agent Venom, even better. So, but yeah, can you imagine hitting this with Agent Venom, making a 1/4, play your Deadpool with it? Deadpool's now a 1/8, destroy that, and your Deadpool's a 1/16 in the 1 turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair.
No, it's actually completely fair.
Okay, turn 2, anti-venom move. Turn 3, this card and Deadpool. Turn 4, Venom or Carnage. Now you got the 118. Turn 5, play and destroy it again. 120. Okay, I mean, yeah, you're right. It's fair because if you were to forge it or anything else, you still took those turns to get it. So it's fair. Okay. Say less.
Yeah,
the only way it's not fair,
another alternative line to building late building a Deadpool. Very similar because you can do it right on turn 2. Deadpool on 1, Carnage on 2, Venom on 3, right? You get the same scaling because you got it to happen earlier. But if you didn't get it to happen earlier, this is another great alternative to be able to do that for Destroy. I think that this just becomes a, kind of similar to how we were trying to evaluate Silver Sable, right? We weren't 100% sure the first week she came out that, like, we knew it was a good card, but we didn't realize it was going to be a staple card in the first week. Over time, over the course of the entire month, we all were like, yep, Silver Sable was better. Yep, it's still better. Yep, it's still better here. Okay, so it just kind of fell into the lap of the community as a default 1-drop. Kind of like what Hydra Bob did, but took like 2 months to get that to happen for him. Like, people realized, Hydra Bob's a really good card. He's a 1/5 and you can move him. Okay, this is good. Like, I still think they got to bring Bob back down to 1/4, but that's a topic for another cocktail. I do think that this ends up being a very good card. I'd probably put it at, because it's a 1-drop, it's hard to assess.
Yeah, that will go for me.
I think it's a platinum card because it's just such a flexible card. It's not just a destroyer, not just a move. You can put this into literally anything, and it's a merge with it card. But in the cards that benefit from that extra ramp, like a Deadpool or Sebastian Shaw or Nimrod or like that kind of stuff, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Sure. Double platinum for me. I mean, double gold for me.
Double gold for me. Just like the card lists that you guys just mentioned, the move, the destroy, the all of it. I think I'm gonna move to. I think I could see platinum. I'm just going double gold. I'm going double gold for now. I'm gonna reserve. You guys didn't mention that you could put it in a lane and then put Symbiote Spider-Man eventually in that lane and increase his power, and then maybe get some wicked Galactus moves or Black Panther moves, and I think she goes well in those card lists also. So I'm double gold, but I'm like kind of like at platinum. I think it's a perfect card to go right there with Symbiote Spider-Man and that synergy. I was like, I could put that in there and I get that nice little buff amongst the other power buffs that I'm giving. You know what I mean? It could be so good. So you know what? I changed. I'm going to platinum. I'm going to go right out the gate platinum because I think I just talked myself up. But platinum is where I'm going. Yeah,
it would have gotten a diamond for me, but it was a 0 too.
No shit. I mean, everybody and their sister would be playing that card.
I play with Infinite just to get
put it in Pixie card list and have a good time. Pixie card list.
You could still put this in a Pixie card list.
I know.
Yeah, facts. Matter of fact, speaking of guests, with his, you were playing a Pixie card list with a bunch of ones I saw, and I was like, "Ooh, that's nice." I actually copied it. I'm gonna run it.
Yeah. The Pixie Wiccan fun hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was 0, I'm playing it with Infinite all the time. So give my Infinite his buff.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Agony is a different way to get this card. It's not going to be in the wonderful way. No, Agony is it's Misery, right? That's going to be in the new game mode from the video. Am I right?
No, Agony's in the game mode. Misery is the card next week.
Okay, yeah. So Agony is in the game mode.
Either way, we're depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
These 2 cards are,
I kind of wish Misery was in the game mode.
Right, yes.
By the way, can we rewind one fact about that? That's actually really, that is worth noting. I know we're rewinding a bit on this, but, oh wait, no, we're still on Agony. If you don't do the high voltage event and you miss it, or you don't unlock Agony, she's going to be a series 4 card. So the following week she'll only be 3,000 collector's tokens versus what Cassandra Nova was for Deadpool Diner, which was a 6,000. And
I think it's more than worth it.
That made me seeing that I was like, okay, applaud. Like, this is a huge win, and it's a new card simultaneously during the week of another new card. They learned from the mistakes of Cassandra Nova, and they didn't replace the game card slot by saying Cassandra Nova's coming out. So here we go. Now you're going to get no new card. Force you to play the game. No. It's an option. It's a lesser of a card. Let's be honest here. Because it's just throw it in the collection. You'll get it eventually. Series 4. Chances are you're probably going to end up unlocking it out of your spotlights anyway, just because there's a much better chance to pull Series 4 cards. Anywho, like, this was a very good
decision.
Learning proof right there.
Yeah. From Deadpool Diner. Shout out to Guess. He made that happen, ladies and gentlemen. Guess did code the game. Okay, don't forget that.
100%. It's Guess coding. Yes.
We only giving Guess grief because he is
0100011001. Yeah.
He is the Snap Employee of the Year right now. So
let's go.
We gotta give him all this shit right now.
Here's the thing though. Y'all don't even know yet.
See what I'm saying? Exactly. We don't even know.
Yes, you were supposed to say that at the end. Then we were supposed to cut out there. Okay, that was the exit right there, bro.
Nope. Nope.
See, my man,
you got to listen to the whole damn podcast to get the cool information. Damn it.
That's right.
We'll fix it in post.
That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Watch the entire podcast. You heard that here, ladies and gentlemen. Don't leave yet. We ain't over. We're on to our next topic, of course, and that is OTA wishes. So what do you guys wish for OTAs? We definitely always predict the future here on this channel.
Let you start first for once, because you always pass it off to us. So I'm gonna tech this one out and be like, let's start with the wonderful Ken, tell me what you think about this card.
Yeah. You guys don't need to say it because you guys already know what I'm going to say about OT.
You're not going to say that.
I'm not going to say it.
You say the big blue guy, we're fucking leaving again, okay?
Exactly.
Have you not learned? We're going to straight up snagglepuss your ass. Exit, stage left, and just get the fuck out of here. For those who even know that reference, you're an amazing person. Just throwing it out there. Exactly. You know that reference, but
how old are you? How old are you guys?
Yes, exactly.
I'm the baby of the group, and I know this. All right,
exactly. No, I won't say that because we already know what that is. But we do have some amazing OTA wishes, and it definitely goes back to we need some more Activate cards that were older cards. And we had a discussion about Activate. We also had a discussion about cards activating in your hands versus the field. And I know that got kind of out of order, so I'm not talking about that. But I do still want to talk about some cards that I think should be great at the Activate slot. And I'm going to stick to, of course, the one and only Shuri. As you mentioned before, with the Agony, I still think Shuri needs that ability. I don't know why Guess is still blocking that ability to allow Shuri to be Activate. But I think giving us that ability to say, hey, activate Shuri and then wait and then do what we have to do, I think that is the way to go. Now, I also think the card that hasn't come out yet, Agent Venom, should be Activate. It would be nice if they decide to go, you know what?
You definitely messed that up somehow. The card that isn't out yet, is it somebody else?
It is out.
That you're trying to say? No, you said Agent.
Oh, I did? My bad.
Yeah, agents out.
Okay, there we go. That's why I was like, there's a disconnect here. Hold on. Let's get the audience on track with Ken. There we go.
Yes. Anti-venom, I think, should be activate. I think because of the fact of having to just play the card and see what card gets pulled and make it 0-0, you might hurt your feelings. You have to build a deck, of course, but I think making it activate will be cool. We have no activate cards this season, and it is what it is. And lastly, my last OTA wish I have here, of course, is the wonderful splitting of cards. I think we should have a pity timer. I feel the pity timer is not the same. I feel if I split a card X amount of times, it should automatically be gold or automatically be ink or automatically get X, Y, and Z. I think the pity timer for splits need to definitely be better. Because we all put in that time, especially now that we don't have to split every card. I think it'll be great if the OTAs fix our splitting and give us some accurate numbers on what those are.
I'm not sure if I agree with that, but I get it. It makes a lot of sense.
All right. What don't you get?
No, man, you're good with words. I get it. I don't agree with it from a business standpoint. It makes no sense to do that. The second dinner loses money in that process.
Okay.
As second dinner employee of the year, apparently.
Yeah, but
to play devil's advocate legitimately, as a business, that makes no sense to do unless if it was like the 15th or 20th split. Sure. But
I think so. Right. Not early, but yes. Because I know some people right now who come into the stream and go, Tech, I split Doom 25 times and I've yet to get an ink. I get Prism, I get this, I get that. I'm like, that is crazy.
I think it's super high, maybe, but because when people are going to hear that, could they be like, by the 5th split, it should be a guaranteed ink.
No,
that would be awful.
No,
good,
because we all have the same looking cards. F all that. I'm just saying a pity timer as we get up in the numbers. Okay, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Let's keep going up higher. People who split cards for 25 times and still can't get an ink or a goal, I feel for them. We should get a pity timer up there. Once you get past 20, all right, there you go. Finally, here you come, or something like that. Pick a number. It could be randomized, but it can't be past a set number. That's what I feel bad for. I'm not complaining as much because I have splits for days, but like I said, people come in the chat and I do feel for them. Like the new Bucky Barnes Ultimate variant, I split 8 times. Now, I've split Bucky before, and I have an ink Bucky, but I didn't get a gold or ink on that new Bucky. Now, I think all the splits should count, right? Why are you laughing? Because what's the matter?
I'm sorry. I played the world's smallest violin for you when you said that. It was just, I didn't get it inked or gold. Like, oh my God. I was so sorry.
I've been splitting Bucky for 2 years.
Oh my God.
Thank you for catching that, because I'm sitting here just rubbing my 2 fingers together here on the camera, just like seeing if Tech catches it, and just lost it.
God. It's like we need sad music when he says it. I split it and I didn't get my ink or my gold.
Before we continue, I'll let them finish. Before we continue, chat, shout out to you guys. I really appreciate you guys. You guys always in the comments letting Guess and Cino have it. And I really appreciate it.
Who the fuck are you talking to? There is no live chat.
No,
there's a comment section.
Yes, the chat down in the comment section. Fine. You wonderful individuals, thank you for always having my back. Because these 2 that I have to work with, I'm telling you guys. And when the camera goes off or even on, you guys have no idea what I have to deal with. The struggles, it's real. And look, they're going to play the world's smallest violin for my comments. Okay, next. Who's next on the list for the OTAs?
I'll give Cino more time. So
I can't hold on. I can't even get guests to come to a weekly meeting. See what I'm talking about? Where's the love? Where's the respect? I'm hurt. I'm really
I can't come to the weekly meeting that you moved to a different day of the week this week. So
he says it's always been on Thursday. He said, "Why it's always been on Thursday?
Always been on Thursday, my ass.
It was on Wednesday.
It's every Wednesday, you dumbass. Why can't he come to the meeting? Because you fucking changed it.
You moved the meeting.
Wow, you moved I can't even change. I can't even move. I can't even change things.
Nope.
Guys. You see
busy man, cooks for family, deals with Sorry. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay. Not gonna happen. Okay. Love you to death.
Okay.
Food goes over Ken. Listen. All right, so I'll give you the real stuff.
In Ken.
He did overcook the brisket when I was watching.
This is true. This is true. But I made a filet mignon tonight that was fucking awesome. My kids even loved it. Like, by the way, we ate that brisket for like a week, and it was amazing because we took it and cut it like pastrami. I had it like cold cuts. So by the time we got to the middle, I will say it was not overcooked. There was still pink in the middle. I was like, thank God. But when I cut that end off on the live stream, I'm like, oh my God. No, but it was really good. Anyway, I digress. So, okay, let me tell you my OTA wants. A lot of them are more so just kind of like yourself in the activate conversation of some under-respected cards or cards that used to be popular should probably be revisited in some capacity. Y'all remember the last time you played Snowguard?
Yeah, when it showed up with Erish.
When it showed up with Erish, exactly, right?
It shows up with Erish.
Like OG Loki a couple of months ago. Like everybody forgot that card was a card. Yeah. So to me, that makes it a great candidate for an OTA. And I don't think it's via Snowguard. I think it's via the animals. And you make the animals 2 cost. I think you now have 2 cost location control, very similar to Scarlet Witch. You know, you're not running it in a Surfer deck anymore, so maybe just lower the cost on those location abilities, and let's see what that does to the card if it gives it enough life to bring it back. Because I think Snowguard needs to be, you know, reminded to the community, like, hey, I'm here. Kind of like Fastos. Fastos is another card, and it's a newer card too, where it's
a good card.
It's a good card. Well, it's not though, because it's a good effect. And I think the fact that the effect can only happen at the cost and power that it's at is the problem. Like, I would love Fastos as a 2/1.
Yes, the 2 would be great, but I get what you're saying. Probably would be a little OP, but good.
At 2/1 though, I don't think it is. I don't think it's OP. Because because you don't want to run it, because you don't want to run it with Ravona.
Right, because then it affects you won't get the Ravona effect, therefore. But then I think you can tailor it better without Ravona. I don't know. I think it still can be super useful at a 2. I think it's more.
Well, it could be useful at a 2, but I think it won't be OP. I don't think it'll be OP at a 2/1. I think it'll be perfect at a 2/1 because you're only playing that card one time, right? Your hopes are, if you're going to Grandmaster it, maybe. If you're going to Misery it, maybe, right? Like, but at this point, I agree with you. Yeah.
I'd be building a deck with a 2/1 Fastos and Agent Venom in a heartbeat, because now you've got a 1 out of 6 chance rather than a 1 out of 12 chance to get something to happen in that instance in your deck, yet alone being able to pull one of those 2 cards by turn 2 to drop down. That changes your whole game plan. Like, okay, am I getting the 4 powers, or am I getting maybe potential cost reduction? So I think that becomes a really, really interesting deck building card at 2/1. And I have to say 2/1 only because it's going to get 4 draws afterwards, which means that it could hit super high on all the power all the way across the board, which is great, or super do an amazing job on cost reduction for 4 straight cards, kind of like Loki does. You know, there's a lot of cool things that could happen with it, so it has to be super low power. 3/3 is not the home for Fastos. I do think on the opposite end of things, I think it's time we take the crown off of Ultron a little bit. I think that Ultron himself, not his drones, is where we start looking at readjusting him slightly. I think knocking him down a couple of points of power is deserved at this point, because you're playing him to secure that super tall lane that you're building, most likely with, you know, Patriot, Blue Marvel, and Dazzler. You know, that 4 card combo, that's a game winner in a lot of situations. So I think now to drop his specific ceiling at 6/8, think of every other 6/8 in the game. They only can do so much. They only get a little bit. Otherwise, you're playing other cards to super reinforce that specific card.
That's correct.
Like Apocalypse, right? Apocalypse, you have to play all these other cards to get that effect to happen, but there's a ceiling on their ability power because of it. I mean, you're getting way more value out of Ultron than you ever have before. I think dropping him down to 6/6 would make a lot of sense. I'm going to throw him out there, and then I'm going to say what all of us are thinking, just because, you know, it's not, well, sorry, everybody but Cena. Sorry. Hella. I'm sorry. It's not fixed. Hella is not fixed. The numbers prove it.
We gave her a power buff and we took away 3. What are you talking? We fixed her. Now just playing.
You fucking know it too. So shut your damn mouth. Okay. The deck is.
What are you talking about?
It's cracked.
She's nerfed.
She's nerfed.
She got a nerf, guys.
Yeah, she's nerfed like a soft football. Okay. No.
What more do you want to do to her, guys?
Okay, so there's been a lot of conversation about this in the community in a variety of different ways of limit the amount of cards that she can return or right? The solution is not that. The solution is not limiting how many cards, because the thing that makes her so powerful is the unknown of where those cards go.
Random, yep, the RNG of it. Mm-hmm.
I think the way that you do it is you make her a 6/9 that only revives cards into one location that she's at.
That's trash. I think you just.
Is it? Is it
quick?
Yeah,
that was quick.
100%. I think because now you're taking the RNG out of the RNG queen. I think you just.
It's not. It's not dead though. It's not dead. I will tell you the deck that makes it good though. So go ahead.
I think you just neuter Hellcow. Hellcow was the issue.
That was what I was.
Hellcow caused the problem.
You can't neuter Hellcow. It's a girl.
Sorry. Then do something to Hellcow. Good thing I didn't say touch, right? Thank God I didn't say
that. Thank God.
Tweak Hellcow then, please.
We're canceled. It's over. Yeah, just pull up. It's over.
Just nerf Hellcow. But okay, guess I'm intrigued because what deck are we putting Hella in to fill up just one lane? Please, I would like to hear this. That makes it intriguing.
Sure. Hella becomes a combo card, not a
Galactus?
deck.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No, it becomes a combo card. Lady Sif, Infinite, Hella. That's a 29 power lane.
I can do that with Ghost Rider. I'm just saying I can do that with Ghost Rider too.
Okay.
But listen, I'm not knocking it. I just feel that Hella, her oomph is minions. And you're making it just become
her minions. They should be in her lane, in her location. Or go to or do it in a location that she's not at, a random location that she's not at, or only the middle lane or only the right lane or whatever. It's a location assignment to the respawn of the cards that needs to be applied, because the dials that are on Hella that they've already adjusted can be countered via Luke Cage. And the solution is not going to be change Luke Cage. They're not going to do that again. We've gone down this path before.
I don't think so. I think you just changed Hellcow. I think Hellcow was the problem.
I was going to say just discard one card. Yeah.
Let's go. You said that call earlier, I guess, with the one that you said with Gauze on the stream. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's how they fix Hella.
Right. I don't know if it's to fix Hellcow or if it's to fix Hella. I keep going back and forth on it because it's a really tough decision to try to figure out.
It would be
but it's not our job.
Combo, in my opinion, it's a blow.
It's not our job. It's your job.
A blow to the card list.
I just talk to people, but like,
right.
I do think that's a card that needs to be tweaked.
Okay.
Glenn, I love you, man. I love you. I owe you a drink, but for the love of God, I don't care if it's a 50% deck. I don't, and neither does the community. They don't care if it's a 50% deck. They don't care if it's a 40% win rate deck. Not a fun deck to go up against.
It's a 51% win rate deck. Okay? It's a 51%.
I don't care if it's a 51%. I don't care if it's a 4. Yes. I don't care if it's a 30%. Yes. I don't care.
Yes, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Glenn, as a future second dinner employee of the month over here, I'm saying you guys are doing a great job, and you need to leave Hella the way it is. Do not listen to guests or anybody else that's crying about Hella. You already did all you could, Glenn. You leave her alone, okay? All right, cool.
Did not do everything they could. Sorry. They can do more. They're going to have to take the thorns out of her crown.
Oh my God! You know how many hate comments I'm getting this week? It's gonna be crazy.
Only from Flash. Only from Flash.
No, somebody said they wanted to throw their phone when they heard my hella take last time. Don't do that, by the way.
Yes,
Don't
this
do
is true.
that, by the way.
No, only throw your phone when you face hella.
Yeah, don't throw the phone. How are you gonna hear my beautiful hella takes? Don't do it. Keep it good.
So this is the segment that they all skip now, and they say, "Okay, now Cena's going to talk." So go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want, OTA?
This is wishes. So I had 3 cards in mind. My first one was to make Iron Lad and activate a card. I feel like it really gives you that control over Iron Lad. I know a lot of people tend to shy away and play, say, Jubilee or other stuff, but I really think Iron Lad is a really great card. Making him activate makes him an even better card, and it gives us some control as far as to what we think we're going to copy, and it's going to lead to sick combos. Yeah, a little frustration, but I think it's a very useful change to Iron Lad, and I think we'll see a spike in the amount of Iron Lad played out there in the meta. My second one was Miles Morales. Now I'm playing around with this in my head. I feel like Miles is an underutilized card. I feel like people feel like because of how big Move is now coming, how big now like is on the rise, and Scream. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like Miles is being decently played now, but I would like a different change to Miles. I don't know. I would like a different ability, just something to make him a little bit more exciting. I feel like he's more of I feel like he's a big character. He's such a high profile superhero. I think we could make him just a little tad better. Make him the Move Mockingbird in some case. Maybe make him 5/9, and for every card that's moved, maybe he comes down a cost. Some sort of change like that.
Shit, he's a 1 something now. So
he's a 1/6. Yeah, but like yeah. So I mean, somebody could probably change. I'm sure there's something we can do with Miles to make him just a better, more overall card. I think he's more high profile, and his ability right now just doesn't fit it for me.
Would you take a 0 cost at less power? Like if he dropped down instead of going, he's currently a 4/6. Would you take him at a 3/4? 3/3?
0/3.
Yeah, that on a move becomes a 0/3. Great.
Yeah,
that's
wasn't he a
very
0
OP? What?
Wasn't he a 0 before when he first came out, and that was the problem, and they made him a 1? Or was it? No, he was a 1, but he could go down to a 0.
Yeah, he could be dropped down to a 0.
And now he can't.
Right.
Before he could have. Yeah. Right. They changed that.
I like 0. I like 0/4 a little bit better, but maybe I'm just being greedy in that aspect. But
you're a hell of a player. Of course you're greedy.
Yeah. But yeah, just something we can do with Miles to make him just a tad better. I feel like he needs to be changed. And now that Move is on the rise and everything, I feel like maybe now is the time to really mess with him.
Okay.
I said Iron Lad. I said Miles. Hellcow was my third. Changing Hellcow to discarding one with all the Hella and people in crisis over Hella. I was thinking Hellcow goes down to a one discard 1 card on activate, but I could see how that just dumbs it down a little bit. It doesn't make it as exciting, but I could see them doing that just to answer some of these Hella frustrations.
Do you change the cost and power if you drop down the amount of cards it discards to?
I would. You just do the 1. If that's the case, giving it a power buff of 1, I would think would be fair.
Increase the power.
Yes, increase. Yeah, I mean you're taking away one of those discards. I mean it's not as dominant anymore. Give it a little power buff. I mean, what's the purpose of playing Hellcow now? Nobody was playing Hellcow before it was activate. And now if you make it 1 card, I mean, really, is anybody really going to do that? That's a tough spin. I mean, you can, but it's a tough spin. You know what I mean? I just think the appeal is in the 2 cards because you have that safety net of 2 cards are about to be discarded.
I don't think so. I think the appeal is in the wait to activate after I play Hella, because the waiting Sif.
Yeah, but for 1 card though, like for 1 card, just activating 1 card, is that's still 100%. As dynamic as it is now? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, because you're playing Hella, then discarding the 1.
It's a little bit of a bummer to me, in my opinion.
Nah, I think the ability outweighs anything Hellcow can be. 1 card, 2 cards. I think just the fact of being able to say you sit there and wait until I play Hella the active. I mean, you eliminate the Invisible Woman, you eliminate
But
the
you don't know what he's gonna hit, and you don't know what you have in your hand. And what if he hits Luke Cage with one, and then you're tight? You know what I mean?
What I have in my hand is going to be all the big cards I play with Hella anyway.
Because you're playing down Lady Sif, Luke Cage, Hellcow, Blink, Jubilee.
The draw doesn't always come out that way. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know if you've ever been playing a Hella and you're just like, fuck, I don't have any of the. I don't have any of the star cards. I don't have. You know what I mean? Hellcow, all you need is Hellcow. Like at that point, you know what I mean? Like if you haven't discarded anything yet, Hellcow does give you a great chance of still getting Infinite and Giganto discarded and placing that on the board and still kind of trying to hopefully win the game.
I don't think so, because if you draw nothing else but then Hellcow and Hella, and you still have Blade, Lady Sif, Swordmaster in your hand, those 2 cards can get discarded too on turn 6, and you only pull back the discard cards.
That's true.
I think, I hear you, but yes, Hellcow still discarding 1 card, and you choose when to discard. I don't think it's
as dynamic. I just differ.
Okay, that's fair. That's your OTA wishes?
Yeah.
Good ones, guys. Good ones.
Yeah.
So we still need Shuri to get buff. Guess wants to nerf Hella and Ultron, which I'm so on board to nerf Ultron. Get Ultron the hell out of here. Sino is thinking about the Hellcow package. And yes, Miles needs some love. Let's give
some Ironland love. Maybe some
Ironland too. Man, listen, let's see what happens. Jubilee could be activate. That'd be broken. Oh, what about Blink? If Blink was activate, that'd be something broken as well. No, because Blink is a 5. You have to drop her in the cost for her.
Yeah, cool. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't mess with her. She's a good card as is.
I got one more. I got one more. I just realized that I miss Copycat stealing the ability, not just copying it. I miss when she used to steal it and just put that hazard sign on the opponent's card, and then they had to get their card and it'd be like, oh, I can't use it. That feels so good. What happened to that? Why are we not stealing that ability anymore? Bring that back.
It's not good. Remember, you said stealing is bad. Giving is good. The whole thing about that is, I agree with you, because it's like, did it matter? Because the opponent's not getting the card anyway, right? Unless the cards shuffle or we prolong the game. So it's very weird that they made that change, but they did explain why. I just don't think it made sense. I prefer to steal that ability and go, but I guess the problem is stealing ability. You were quick to snap, like especially if you stole Hella. You was quick to snap, like, they can never Heller now, right? They can't Hellcow now. But now with just copying it, you're like, okay, just in case they do something crazy, they'll be able to pull that card. Let me not snap. So I guess that makes a little bit more sense. Speaking of the Queen of RNG, we're going to go to our next topic, which is the Women's Tournament of Power. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a phenomenal event happening over on the Power On Gaming channel this Sunday. Baby. At 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sure I'm going to see all of you guys there. We have an amazing cast of women who are going to be battling it out to be crowned the Women's Tournament of Power champion. Now, the rules of this wonderful tournament is very simple. Each woman was given a random of 2 women cards to build a deck around, all single elimination, and then they have to battle it out to get into the championship, which will be a best 2 out of 3. Now, we do have some amazing women in this tournament. We have Women Like a Party. We have Hannah's Cat Cafe. We have Star Chan. We have Aloisi. We have Kidley Chan. We have Pawnee Pun. We have Lauren Whatevs. We have It's Just Ree. We have also, look at those are the ones off the top of my head I remember, guys. Now look at that.
Charm.
We have Charmy Charm. We have Teebs. We have Mayday Going Down. And we have Schnurp. That's right. So a great list of phenomenal women. Some of you guys have never heard of before. And some of you guys you know every day. And our casters are, of course, KK Sparkles and Felicity. So I really implore you all to come watch that event this Sunday. It's going to be something to enjoy. Cannot wait to see what these women do with the card list and the cards they were given. And it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun over on the Power On Gaming channel. And let's show some love to all those women.
Let's go. Let's give the women their flowers. Let's show them their support. Show them our support. Guess Gaming told Ben Brode about it. He might show up, I heard. So you guys definitely want to be around for that, okay? Hey,
I didn't say
we gotta
it.
get
I
the
don't
people.
know.
We gotta get the people there somehow, right? So like, hey,
No,
hey,
the creators themselves are what will
they have
absolutely
big
get them
time,
over there. It's an
big time,
amazing list of people. They don't
big
need
time.
those ladies do not need a Ben Road.
Yeah, facts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. I cannot wait, man. I'm super pumped for this. And as you guys know, the last tournament we did was Juneteenth. It was to spotlight the Black African American content creators in the Snaps universe, and it was great to have that feeling of people saying they didn't know there was this much African American streamers, or they didn't know this streamer did content. They didn't know this person was doing content. That was a great feeling. And to hear people say, being able to see people of color or there, be able to relate to these people was a phenomenal feeling. And the event was so much fun. I really hope that, well, I know for a fact the Women Tournament of Power is going to be the same thing when it comes to little girls looking to see if they want to strive to become something like a streamer, or, the moms at homes, the sisters, the nieces, everybody being able to see these women go on and put on such a great show. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait.
That's
to
right.
see how well
exciting stuff. Can't wait.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. Then, of course, we go into another tournament of power happening in the following weekend, starting off on the following weekend. And I'm going to give the honors over to the gentleman that will be managing, casting, controlling, producing.
Let's back off. Let's back off. Okay. I appreciate it, but hold on. Okay. So let me explain. So there's going to be more official announcements. There's going to be more official announcements coming from Marvel Snap, but we are open to finally start talking about it. In celebration of the 2-year anniversary of Marvel Snap is putting together a giant tournament for creators as a mega international showcasing, the creators of the creator program, and said, listen, we want this to be open invite for every creator to come in and compete. And to be honest, this is in my opinion, 100% the brainchild of Gunny T, who was brought in. Ooh. He was brought in to the team.
My boy.
And this is what SnapCon does, y'all. You network, you meet people, you talk to people, you get to know them, and look, sometimes the amazing things happen. And kudos, I love that man. I'm so happy to be able to work with him again, because he's an incredible tournament director, and he's put together a multi-tiered event where it's technically a 4-day event. It's 2 days of international qualifiers. So there's 3 qualifiers that are happening: a Northeast region, APAC region, and a EU region. And the creators can pick which one they want to be a part of. It's not, exclusive. They can go to different ones if they want to. It doesn't matter. Those will all be happening over the 12th and the 13th. On the Marvel Snap channel, I will be casting and producing all 3 of those qualifiers. So I'll be hopping around Twitch. I'll be hopping through the Discord that we have for the creators that'll be showcasing their battles and their gameplay. So that way we can get as much exposure to other creators out there that maybe have never been on the Marvel Snap channel before as well. So looking forward to doing that.
So I understand. I have a question yet. That's over my hand. So
yeah.
So you're gonna be casting matches for the prelims as well?
I am the 12th and the 13th. I am the prelims. I am the prelims. So it is.
You guys are you're going to be showing. I mean, it's a cast, but you guys are going to be showing matches from the prelims as well.
That is what I am full on producing. Correct. Producing and casting simultaneously, like I've done many other tournaments before.
Yeah, of course. I'm not doubting your skills.
Oh, no. I didn't feel that way. Yeah. No.
So people use it, people who don't have to stream, meaning like people could be using their computers or their mobile devices, and you're going to be casting it on your side, or they're going to actually be in the Discord sharing their screens? Like, that's what I want to know. Both. Can you discuss that, or is that? Okay,
yeah, no. It's because we want to make sure that all creators, even if they're not live streamers, if you're a YouTuber that's in the creator program, if you're a website developer, like, Sank from SnapFan, he could enter into it because he's in the creator program and he doesn't stream. So if he wants to be showcasing his PC gameplay in the Discord, he'll be able to do that, and I can switch over to that gameplay and we can take a look at that. So there's going to be 3 different qualifier sections. And then from there, we're still I can't announce 100% all of the details until certain information comes out. But yeah, exactly. No. But basically, from those 3 qualifiers, we end up with a top 32. That top 32 is who moves on to the following weekend. The following weekend will be a top 32 on Saturday and then a top 8 on Sunday. So we'll call it the finals on Sunday. Those casters have not been announced yet.
For both days, Saturday and Sunday?
Correct. So
that's awesome.
I'm going to let Marvel Snap announce that, or those creators announce that if they're discussing it yet. So I have permission to talk about the weekend that I'm
what you're doing
showcasing. Yes.
Top 32 and the top 8. Mm-hmm. Do we have times for those yet?
Not official times yet. Okay. No, but those are the guaranteed dates. The times of those 2 days have not been disclosed yet, but they will happen, and they will also both be on the Marvel Snap official channel as well.
Okay. So what you're basically saying, since I'm winning it all, I need to be available all weekend. All right, cool. Got it. All right. Thank you.
And the following weekend.
Yeah. The weekend and the next one qualifier and then the following weekend. Correct. So this is a major, this took again, shout out to Gunny for figuring out a way to make an international event happen like this. And this is the largest thing that Marvel Snap has produced for creators ever. And that's a huge deal. So that's my busy week this week, is getting ready for being able to go between all of those casts. If you've seen any of my content previously on Snap Judgments League or the King's Clash or, that other gaming company that fell through, and we're just going to leave it at that. Like any tournament that I've put together as a production, it's going to be very similar feeling, because we're going to be able to hop around live streams as well as Discord showcases. So that'll make it a really fun effect where we can just kind of see a part of a battle and then go look at this live stream and then go look at this live stream. And, you've seen that a style through Conquerors, where you see a part of a battle, go back to the part of the battle. Basically, I'm going to have a boatload of tabs open at all times just to be able to go, let's hop here. Let's do this. Let's go here. It's going to be a movie, guys. It's going to be a movie. I'm going to participate in it. Cino finally got in the creator program. He's going to be participating in it. Yep. And we look to make top 32 and top 8. He's going to be top 5. I'm going to be top 1. So it's all good there.
I'm going to be all 5.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm super excited. I'm thankful for Gunny T.
Man. Yeah, Gunny I needed him on this kind of project, and thank God he did, man. He's such a good dude, and you're gonna see the fruits of his labors.
Yeah, Gunny T, the truth. We've been in many tournaments of his, and like I said, he even helped
always run to perfection
with his boy, right?Is boy, he sent
models,
which was fantastic to Brooklyn with us. So that was pretty good too. And I'm pumped, excited for this, because I know Gunny T handled his shit. The SnapCon was flawless, right? Yeah. And then guess we know you handle your casting. So I'm going to pray for you. I know people who might pray or not pray. I'm going to pray, man, because there's a lot you got to do. There's a lot for 2 days.
I'm going to get plenty of rest for you. Don't worry.
And, thank you, because I'm not getting enough rest, and I'm trying to diet at the same time, so I'm already exhausted. So
I just want to say to you, I'm praying for you, because I really don't want you to get burnt out. So,
all right,
take care of yourself, right?
Well,
don't say well when I said take care of yourself. It should be I'm going to do.
I sleep on. I sleep eventually, but I'll simply say this, and this is kind of what Cino was hoping for. As much as I would like to be able to rest this month, for a lot of reasons, I will not be able to rest anywhere close to as much as I would like over the next several weeks. There's a lot of things happening in the world of Marvel Snap, and there's a lot of things happening on my own channel at the same time. So I am an incredibly busy man for all of the right reasons, including reasons that I know that my friend Steven is very happy about.
Steven.
I'll leave it at that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first.
Steve Rogers.
Cannot wait. This Sunday, don't forget, Women's Tournament of Power. Next weekends, don't forget.
That's right. Tune in. Let's go.
Gauntlets. And we see you guys in the next episode.